How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. And today I'm bringing you guys a quick review of CyberGhost. This is my updated review so that you guys can hopefully figure out whether or not CyberGhost could be a good choice for you and your situation. Now, before we begin, if you guys are interested in CyberGhost, if at any point you guys would like to check for a link to a pretty good discount that'll save you a little bit more cash rather than just going to the regular website, you'll find a special discount in the description down below. Okay, so I'll be getting into the privacy policy, speed, streaming, and torrenting capabilities, as well as security features, which, I mean, there aren't too many features. CyberGhost is a budget VPN. It's considered to be a pretty cheap VPN compared to the other VPN giants. So don't expect too much out of CyberGhost. Now, for me personally, I would suggest CyberGhost to those that don't really want to shell out much on a VPN and they just want to unblock streaming services or secure their network if they're using public Wi-Fi and whatnot. And if you're not ultra privacy conscious, CyberGhost can be a good choice for you. All right, so let's start with the privacy policy. Now, this is my main problem with the privacy policy. The information they collect is website usage information, such as IP address, captured and stored in an anonymized format, according to them, the approximate location, country only, transaction information, items purchased, the price paid, billing method, partial credit card information, chargeback requests, and canceled orders. So yeah, this is relating to your account. Now, this is quite a bit of information for sure, so it's not exactly a no logs policy. And they do collect other information, data relating to the browser you're using, mobile desktop device, general properties and metadata, OS version, preferred language, the date and time of your visit, battery charge, screen resolution, Google advertising ID, gyro sensor data, connectivity, mobile service provider, the referring website, and your preferences in your websites during your visit. That's a lot of information. And while they do claim that none of this can be personally linked back to you, there's really no independent audit to prove that. And if you're not familiar with what an independent audit is, it's when a third-party company examines the network and the policy of a software company or a VPN provider in this case, and they verify if the VPN provider is actually upholding the privacy policy. In this case, we don't have any independent audit reports to prove these claims. And while they don't have any independent audit reports, they do have quarterly transparency reports. But these transparency reports are only supposed to show you whether or not there were any government subpoenas issued to CyberGhost asking for any kind of information. In my book, that's not exactly enough to prove their no logs policy. So in terms of the privacy policy, CyberGhost honestly is not doing too well. But for the average user, CyberGhost will do just fine if you're just trying to unblock a streaming service or you're trying to simply secure your device on public Wi-Fi or while using public Wi-Fi. But for the privacy conscious user, I can see where this could be a little bit of a problem, especially if you're an activist, if you're in a restrictive country where the authorities might come after you for having different opinions, so on and so forth. Okay, so moving on to speed. This is my speed. It's nothing too fancy, 4.21 megabits per second. When connecting to a nearby server, such as the French server, I'm near the European region, I got about a 25% dip in speed. And when connecting to a faraway server, such as the New York server, I got almost a 50%, roughly over 50% drop in speed, which is quite massive. When I compare it to ExpressVPN, NordVPN, and Surfshark, CyberGhost is definitely behind all of those. So if I'm trying to stream in full HD, I'm gonna have trouble streaming from US-based services because my speed is already pretty bad and is barely enough for full HD streaming. While I might get by on a European server, if I'm connecting to faraway servers, I'm gonna have trouble. So unless your speed is fast enough to handle streaming, you might catch a 50% drop in your speed, which is pretty massive. And while they do have a WireGuard protocol, it's not exactly compatible with all the servers. So you might have to try out a bunch of servers before it works. And speaking of streaming, CyberGhost actually works pretty well with streaming. I have been able to unblock the Netflix US. I'm not in the States. I've been able to unblock US Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and BBC iPlayer without any trouble. And CyberGhost does have streaming specific servers. They have torrenting servers, so they do fully support torrenting. And what I like about CyberGhost is that, let's say you're trying to unblock a specific Netflix library, you can show all the Netflix libraries by simply looking up Netflix and you'll see all the Netflix libraries. Same thing if you're looking for Amazon Prime libraries, it'll show you all the libraries available. You can find here the best servers near you for gaming. And no spy servers for extra anonymity, dedicated IP if you want your own dedicated IP, which will definitely perform better, but you'll have to pay quite a bit extra for it. And with regards to these servers, we have over 6,000 servers in 91 countries, and you'll be able to secure up to 7 devices per subscription. And with regards to compatibility, CyberGhost is quite a bit compatible with most modern devices, so there are no issues there. With regards to features, you do get an ad blocker, DNS leak protection, the kill switch, which will stop your internet traffic if the VPN disconnects unexpectedly, making sure that you're only going to be connected to the internet while you're secured by your CyberGhost VPN encryption. And if you go to smart rules here, you don't really have much. You've got some launching options, some auto launch and whatnot, Wi-Fi protection so that you can select which networks you trust and you don't trust, and exceptions. You don't get really split tunneling with CyberGhost, but you do get exceptions and app rules. Exceptions will allow you to choose which websites you don't want to pass through the CyberGhost VPN tunnel, and app rules will make CyberGhost VPN launch and connect to a VPN server automatically when you open up an app. So right here, I have Google Chrome set up with Netflix US. In case I would like to unblock US Netflix, I could just open up Google Chrome and it will connect to the US Netflix server right away. If we go to settings here, you do get a few protocols. I recommend keeping it at automatic since not all protocols support all servers. And that's pretty much it with regards to features. So overall, I think CyberGhost is a good VPN. Not exactly very favorable, especially for the privacy conscious user. So if that's you, if you're an activist, if you really care about the privacy policy and making sure no data is collected, CyberGhost may not be for you. But if you're just trying to unblock streaming services or secure your own connection on public Wi-Fi and whatnot, then CyberGhost will make for a pretty good VPN for you, especially considering how budget friendly it is. It's a pretty cheap VPN, especially if you go for the longest term plan. But if you're looking for other alternatives that could offer higher performance, better no logs policies and whatnot, you'll find my top 3 VPN video in the description down below, and also link special deals and discounts in the description down below. Keep in mind that CyberGhost does have a 45-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out risk-free, and they do have live chat support, so you can definitely ask them whatever questions you might be having, so no worries at all. Besides that, comment below if you have any questions, like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel, and stay up to date with everything VPNs and cybersecurity. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.